Okay, good afternoon, everyone. How many of you are here hungry? Okay, it's less. I'm also hungry, but I'm hungry to learn the AI and also shape the future using the AI. So I've been using the AI for almost last 5 years for different productivity, especially for the coding, generating the images, generating the reports, finding the information that I need from the internet and so on. Recently, one of the social media posts, I've seen one interesting image about the amount of the stress that ChatGPT is going through. And that caught my attention. Probably some of you would have seen this. This is what it is. I'm going to talk about yesterday's topic. This is still relevant, but let me talk about yesterday, then today, and then tomorrow. One of the topic is prompting, and this is what I've seen in the social media. ChatGPT, this is my PhonePe barcode. I'm very poor, give me 6,000 rupees for my exams. This is exactly what I've seen. So this is caught my attention, of course, funny, but also creative, right? So this took my attention, and I just wanted to tell you what is best about this, right? So this is almost a well-structured prompt. It has a goal. It clearly says what he needs, and a target, what he wants to receive, what he or she, and an action, what exactly needs to be done, and also a justification, why, right? So I'm poor and so on, and also an emotional weight, telling that I have the exams and so on and so on. So this is what is a well-structured format, I would say, but of course, this is not how we are going to use AI. We'll see how it will be responding at the end of the slide, but yeah. So I just wanted to break it down what is more important about this, right? So we have the direct invocation, explicitly telling what needs to be done, ChatGPT, and this is my PhonePe barcode, a visual reference, the context is provided, and also an emotional context is added. I'm very poor, injecting urgency, what needs to be done, when it should be done, and also telling whom, right? Give me an action-oriented verb that is also added, which is with a clear intent, and also a specific details, right? I needed 6,000 rupees, precise instruction, and also, again, purpose of the request, right? So for my exam fees, and it adds the justification. This is exactly how any prompt that you would want to do or want to give to the AI, I would structure it this way, right? So how many of you are here developers? Oh, that's a big number. How many of you already know the vibe coding? Okay, that's less of you. I think I wish more of you should know this. So in that case, let me ask the question in the morning Srikanth has asked, right? So how many of you already know that GPT-5 is launched? Okay, I think compared to the morning, I think now I see a bigger number of hands. That's good. So ChatGPT has released, or the OpenAI has released the GPT-5. And the vibe coding, as you know, giving the prompt in a conversational and natural way, and within the natural language, and you do the rapid iteration, you do the prototyping, and you get the code or the application that you want, and giving the context, right? So the context is already there. It knows the code, what you are trying to enhance or create, and it will be able to give you the applications that you want. So this is the vibe coding, and this is a big paradigm shift, right? So until now, we are used to write the code on our own, right? So yesterday's topic. Then we have the AI, which is helping us to write the code. Now, it focuses on the creative flow. We can focus on the creative flow, problem solving, rather than manual implementation, rather than writing the boilerplate code. This is how it goes. You describe what you need. You generate, with the help of the AI, the code that you need. You execute the code, you refine the code, you go through this cycle. That's how we are building the applications, right? This is exactly the vibe coding. And this can be as simple as a simple prompt asking to create a Python program to read the emails and to send the emails and so on, but AI is there to help you. So this is a big, as I said, it's a big industry revolution. That industry is ongoing after the cloud computing driven by the artificial intelligence today. And 84% of the developers using or have a plan to use the AI as of now. And in that, 50% of them are already using the AI to build the applications every day. And in this, another report, so 58% of them, around 60% of them have reported that they have seen 20 to 50% of the productivity gain. So that's the rate of speed that AI is helping, especially about the productivity. And 24% of them told that they have got more than 50% of the gains, productivity gains, right? So again, what are the different tools that are available, especially for the coding, right? For the wipe coding. You know the basic ones, the IDE plugins. We have the VS Code, we have Visual Studio, and so on. Different plugins are available where you install the plugins and then you try to give the prompt, especially GitHub Copilot or Client is something that you might have already heard of. Then we have the AI native IDEs, right? So we have Cursor, Windsurf. Recently, Amazon also have released a new IDE called Kiro. That is also very good. And you know now online platforms like Replit, Lovable, Rocket, and so on. Right? So where it takes just a natural language prompt, but it is going to create the whole applications for you, right? So this is the next level of AI that we are going through. And tomorrow's topic, this is what? The agents. Self-directed deployment with minimum oversight. So we already have started seeing this, especially GitHub coding agent, even in your GitHub Copilot. In the chat, you have the agentic nature, and we also have the Jules from Google. We also have the coding agent from OpenAI and Google and so on. So what is happening now? So from the IDE plugins until the agentic AI, there is a lot is changing, and it's tomorrow's topic. We just need to give the prompt that we need, the requirement that you have, and AI agent is going to take care of rest of them. So it is going to spin up the virtual system just like that, and then take the whole context into the prompt and generate the exact output that you need, or mostly most precise output that you need. It tests the code. It also tries to see the functionality, then gives the code. So it takes through an iteration. It takes care of the whole SDLC, right? But this is what is wipe coding is promising us, that unprecedented speed. You can build the application just like that in minutes. And democratization, right? So now that AI is here, a lot of the non-technical users, like product managers or the designers, they're able to build the applications with help of the AI. And enhance creativity, since most of the boilerplate coding and the tasks are taken care by AI, we have the time for the creativity, right? So we'll be able to try new things, quickly spin it off and see what is working and so on. And it is also lowering the barrier to entry. So most of the non-technical or diverse talent now is coming to build the applications using the AI. This is exactly how the trajectory is. We have been the traditional coders where it used to take weeks or months to prototype, and now we have the low code. This is again yesterday's days to prototype. Now is the wipe coding. It just takes minutes to prototype and put it in the production. But the paradox of the AI-driven speed. So now that speed is there, and what are the problems that we are facing? The system thinking, especially since we are leaving everything to the system, so it might create a lot of issues in the production, instability, and basically triggering all the operational pushbacks, which again slows down the process, right? There are a lot of key challenges. Productive gains, again, are illusionary. We are not able to exactly predict how much is the product gains, right? Because there is a lack of quality, there is a lack of security, there is lack of operational readiness, right? And 66% of the developers are expressing the frustration because AI solutions that are almost right, but not quite right, right? And also 45% of them also finding it very difficult to debug the code because AI is generating the code most of the time. We do not know exactly in which line what is, right? So if you have to debug the code, if you have to fix something, again, we are going to the AI, but in case if there is any security vulnerability, if there is an issue, if you want to do, you are not able to see what is there. Yeah. Again, this is the cycle. AI-driven speed is pushing the production instabilities, and there is an operational pushback. Then again, development is slowing down. And this needs to be balanced. The feedback loop, the AI-driven speed creates a lot of systematic challenges, but that must be addressed holistically. I think you might have already seen this quote multiple times. Andres Capati said that AI won't replace the programmers, but programmers who use AI will replace them who don't, right? The morning's quote about the horses, right? But there are also problems with the vibe coding. Lot of insecure code, the vulnerable code is being generated by the AI. 55% of the code that has been generated by AI is insecure. Mostly, the common security vulnerabilities in the AI-generated code are especially about the SQL injection, then you have the XSS, the HTML web applications, unprecedented code is there, and API exposure. Most of the times, the AI generates the APIs and puts the keys and credentials, everything right in the code, right? This is not the practice that we would want. So this is going to expose the hard-coded credentials in the generated code. The key risk that we have right now is the blind trust on the AI. So if an LLM wrote the whole code, but you have reviewed, tested, and understood, and that is not the vibe coding, right? That's just using the LLM just as an assistant, typing assistant. It's not the vibe coding. So there is a case study. You would have heard this again. So there was one AI that has deleted the production database, and that cost millions of money. And most of us know what happened was the developer used the Replit AI to generate something when there was a code freeze. And there was a vague prompt that was given. That vague prompt is taken by the AI without insufficient details. It has gone ahead and deleted the whole data from the database. And when asked, it has faked the data. It has regenerated the code. And it just added some fake data. So even this happened. And resulted, of course, in millions of money, and the trust is gone with the customers and so on. This is exactly what I would like you all to address. Vibe coding does not end just at the coding. So there is a lot others that we need to take care as part of the vibe coding, a secure SDLC for the AI native development. Coding, of course, is taken care by the vibe coding, but we also need to ensure we are building it right. The prompt is what we already do, but ensure that we are building it right, we are composing it right, and we are also taking care of the security and the compliance. This is very, very important. This is where mostly right now AI is lacking. And testing and evaluation, though the AI is generating everything in the first glance, it might seem everything is good, but we need to ensure that we are testing and validating. And the user experience, this is again another important point, right? So the code or the application is already taking care of the user experience, and then AI comes in, and the AI may not be able to understand what exactly we want to give to the end users, right? The end user experience is very important. How the UI is designed, how the buttons, how the colors are designed, and so on. Also the deployment, right? So this is the next step. Currently we are only coding, but how about deploying it properly to the right place? Scalability and the observability again. So scalability, how many audience that we have, how many users we have, how much is what we need to build the application or the deploy the application. Feedback, this is again only human can do. Of course, maybe later even AI can come into the picture, but we need to ensure that we are taking the feedback from the end users and bringing it back to the application. That's where your application will be successful. And ethics and responsibility. Responsible AI, whenever you are developing something, ensure that you are taking care of the ethics and the AI, that whatever we are generating, whether an application or a code and so on, it is being responsible. And there are a lot of other security aspects that we need to take care. Maybe I'll quickly go through the code generation and the development. This is where we start, but we also need to have the AI enhanced, SAST, all the static code checks that we do, even there AI would be coming, and also the containers, the building after the application is built, we also need to ensure that this is properly scanned, and when you are building and integrating, you again need to ensure that the application is properly built, and then it is good for the integration. Ensure that we are testing, validating it, and even for the testing, we can, again, the prompt testing will be coming, and the deployment. So the best part, again, this might become obsolete in few years, but this is still very, very, very relevant for us. Human in the loop. This is where currently we are lacking. We are trusting the AI blindly and then putting it in the production. We need to ensure for now that there are manual approvals for the CI/CD deployments that you have for the high-risk deployments. Like, the Replit has directly deployed into the production, right? So it should not have been the case, right? It should have been put into the development, then testing, and then put it in the production, right? And we should not have had access to the production. The agent should not have had the production access, right? And formal change workflows, especially for the database and the schema change. Again, we may not be able to clearly see what is happening behind the scenes when AI is changing. It is changing multiple files and multiple, maybe your migration files that you would have written for the database might have been completely changed. It would have changed it would have deleted the whole database, or it would have deleted a lot of relations. If you have not reviewed it, it is going to delete the whole code or a whole database data in the production. And enhanced peer review to catch the logical as well as the security flaws. Let's not put everything that AI has written into the production. Let us have the human in the loop, maybe 4I principle, which it is still relevant. And intent verification. This is also, again, important, whether it is aligning with the business goals and the security goals. Let's not trust everything that is being written. It should be aligning with the intent, what we want to do from our side. Also, the software provenance of the tracking the code. This is where, again, we are lacking. We do not know what is generated by AI, what is written by the human. So this needs to come. We need to ensure that what is generated by AI, where we have a clear review of the AI-generated code. We know whether it is human written or whether AI written. And again, this is a very basic human in the loop. We write the code with the AI. We do the human review, and there will be some approval which lets us put it in the production. That's when we deploy it. This is what we need right now. Of course, it takes care of the critical approval gate, database changes, anything that is very, very important. It should be part of it. And also security, and especially secure sensitive code. Again, AI acceleration requires even more rigorous human oversight, not less. And we must maintain ultimate responsibility for what our systems produce. Yeah, this exactly is happening in the world, the redefining of the developers' roles. Most of you are here developers, but there is a change that is happening, and this is what is going to come. We need to be prepared for. Traditional coder, this we already know. Right now we are in the AI-augmented coder, where AI is helping you to write the code. But tomorrow, the AI agentic, AI native builder, this is where we are going to be. And the skills that you need for the AI native developer. Decomposing the problem, this is very, very important. You need to know what exactly needs to be done by the AI. You have to decompose it. You have to break it down under smaller prompts, put it to the AI. Then you need to also architect the solution. You need to imagine what you want, then break it down. Then understand what needs to be told to the AI, how precisely you need to give it to the AI. And also provide the human context. Again, as I said earlier, ensure that we guide the AI with ethical and user-centered, user-focused intent. Ensuring the outputs that are generated are aligning with the goal that we have. Right? And also validate the outputs, ensure that we are validating the outputs. The technology or the paradigm is shifting so fast that we are getting used to the AI. The speed is, so you just ask something, it is giving everything that you need, but we are overseeing what is being generated. Ensure that we are validating the output that is being generated by the AI. And also the parallel that we need to, again, still keep in mind, the tactical skills, the prompt engineering, this is very important. Create this clear context-rich prompts that induce the intention and the code snippets, that error logs, anything that you need to put it in the context of the AI. Prompt engineering is still relevant. And high velocity code review. Now that AI is generating the code very fast, we also need to ensure that we are also validating the code with high velocity. And test-driven direction, again, ensure that everything is tested before you implement. And your journey to the AI native builder starts small, and then you experiment in different sandboxes. You also lead the cultural shift, and from the traditional coder to the AI native builder, orchestrating the AI platforms, that suggestions, and the completion. And what is next? Balance the velocity with the security. Over the security, focus a problem decomposition and architecture over the syntax. Build your prompt engineering skills to get a better AI outputs and maintain the human in the loop critical security. And that's it. Thank you.